That brings us to our next presenter, who's become interested in day trading in college and has pursued various entrepreneurial paths. He started using NinjaTrader out of curiosity and to test his ideas, now has over 14 years of experience with programming on the NinjaTrader platform. He's actively day trading futures, focused primarily on the NQ. Joel is most passionate about futures trading, but remains committed to building and developing the best tools for day trading. He enjoys connecting with his customers and is building a tremendous community of successful traders. Ladies and gentlemen, here to present Futures Trading Plan, How to Reduce Stress, it is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Joel Wyse of Affordable Indicators. Welcome back to Traders Corner, Joel.
Thank you so much, Rob. How do I sound, and can you see my screen?
You sound great. I can see your screen just fine. You got it down today, bud.
All right, excellent. Well, I am excited for today and to get to follow up on so many good presenters. Thank you, Chris, for that and for reminding us about emotions and personality tests. I've got several of those in my bookshelf at home, and I'm thinking about needing to go finally read those and take a look. So I'm going to jump right into it here. If you do not have any experience with me, well, this is my website, affordableindicators.com. Here is the team page where you can see a picture and see some more info about me, or you can even, I would recommend this with all the presenters, you can do a Google search and find out a lot about who I am. But I'm going to get right into it here, and we're going to jump straight to some charts. And so my history is primarily as a software developer. I just want to be upfront about that. So everything that you've seen here, I wrote it, I designed it, and I manage it, I support it, I sell it, and stuff like that. And so, but I also have futures trading goals, have traded futures ups and downs, and most recently my preferred instrument is the NASDAQ. So what I'm not here today for is to show you exactly how to trade, when to enter, when to exit, but I do think that I have some incredible tools that are going to help you, and then I think everyone that's here today can find at least one thing that you could add to your toolbox that's going to truly reduce the stress involved in trading. And so specifically with tools on the NinjaTrader platform. So the first product that I want to show you guys today is my product called Duplicate Account Actions. And I say here that I don't call it a trade copier, and that's on purpose. I'm calling it Duplicate Account Actions because I'm saying it's the one solution for keeping your accounts in sync. And so I designed this actually like a month ago because I was finally starting to get into the funded trading world along with my dad. And as a developer, I want to have full control of what's going on. I do get and have gotten a lot of my clients reaching out with complaints about other trade copier solutions. And so I thought I want to design my own. And so the first thing I want to do is show you guys this, and you might think, well, how does this reduce stress? Well, the last thing you should be concerned about as a trader is making sure your accounts are in sync. And if you're trading like Marcus Howard was saying, or as other presenters have said, where you are wanting to copy your trades into multiple accounts, then you need to have a reliable trade copier. And so one more thing I want to say here too, guys, is as I'm presenting, I want this to be interactive. I mean, I have until 3:45. I'm watching that closely, but if you guys have a question, I'm watching them in real time. So just hit me up with that question, and I'll do my best to address it in the moment. So this trade copier, I'm just going to go through it very quickly. I have a more detailed video that you can look at on the website to go through all the features. But here I'm connected to NinjaTrader, so you can see my NinjaTrader account at the very top, my live account, followed by 3 Apex accounts, and then 5 SIM accounts. And so how you're going to set a account as a leader account or a master account by just double clicking on this dash. So for this example, I'm going to do SIM 101 as my lead account. And then I can also set then you would set follower accounts by clicking on the account name. So you can see the accounts that turn gray are the follower accounts. So at this time, I'm gonna have 102, 103, and 104 as the follower accounts and 101 as the master account. And you also have 3 columns to determine how the follower accounts are functioning. So in this first column, you can fade, just like Marcus was saying in his trade copy here. And I do want to reach out to him and discuss a partnership. So I think I've got something great that he could benefit from here as well. But you can actually fade the accounts just by setting that up in this column right here. You can also set the number of contracts multiplied. So if you click on this, for instance, I'm going to set sim 102 to 2 lots, and we'll just do sim 104 to 4 lots for this example, okay? We'll leave sim 103 at 1 lot or 1x. And lastly, you can choose the type of contract. So what I'll do actually is set this to 8 contracts, but make it micros. And so then we'll just I'll just run one test trade to show you guys. And what I love about this too is you can see the total for all your accounts. You can also hide your sim accounts. You can see your total across all your accounts right here as well, which makes it really convenient for totaling up all those evaluation accounts or those PA accounts with Apex. So to take an example trade, we're up here, I would say we're bouncing off the 20, so I'm gonna go long right here in sim 101. And you can see over here in my trade copier, it's actually showing the positions in real time right here, where we're at in all these trades. So here I've got 8 micros, 2 minis, here I've got 4 minis on sim 104, and so on and so forth. Now, what's different about this is it's not actually duplicating orders. It's functioning off of execution events. So how this functions is when I'm filled on this profit target, which I'm about to do right here, when this profit target gets filled, I'm gonna move it down just so we can see this happen. It's gonna submit a market order for the same number, for the correct number of contracts on the slave accounts. So now we're not having to be concerned about moving multiple targets around the chart, right? Or you're not concerned about the targets not staying synced up, or the buy or sell limit entry orders. Like so for instance, like when I sell limit right here on this chart, this order is not replicated to all of these accounts because it doesn't have to be. What happens is if this sell limit order is filled on my master account, then it's going to submit a sell market order on the follower accounts. So I hope this makes sense. It's hard to go into all the details today, but I think, and this has been for me, a super reliable solution where I'm not having to be concerned about if I move this order, then you'd have to move it across all the follower accounts. Change the quantity, you'd have to change the quantity on all the follower accounts. So there's a lot more to keep track of, whereas just boiling it down to execution events, you're still able to keep the accounts in sync, but you're only submitting market orders on the follower accounts. So I think this has a lot of potential to, again, like I said, reducing your stress, reducing the things you have to follow, because you know your follower accounts are always going to be in sync. You don't have to worry about that anymore. And so I want to show a few more things, and then we'll move into the chart trader products. But right here, you can actually hide these columns. For instance, I'm not going to fade my accounts because I think, or at least I hope, I'm going to make the right trades. There's no reason to fade an account. So we can just turn off the fade account. So we eliminate that fade account right here with this button at the bottom immediately by just clicking that. Now I want to show you guys too, you could also show or hide these multiplier accounts. Again, if it's off, even though those numbers are 2, 8, and 4, it's not going to function. Same thing with here, the type account. So now let's say I'm replicating them equally with those columns off, then I'll just get long again by market. And now I do have one lot because those columns are off, they're not functioning, right? So now I just have one lot in all of my accounts. Okay, and then if I hit close all the other accounts are closed, the sim accounts. So lastly, I'll just show you here, you can reset all the accounts. So like if I want to just reset all these settings, now I'm back to a completely blank screen with no accounts selected. Here you can actually show all of your live accounts only, sim accounts only, or all accounts. So there you're filtering out unnecessary clutter in the accounts that are being displayed. So that, and you can see here I've made a few trades today in my live account and in one of my Apex followers account, down slightly. So that is pretty much a complete summary of this as far as I can tell. Again, you can see your commissions, everything else. So that's the trade copier. I'm gonna have an offer at the end. This is available for the first time today at a great price, comparable to all the other trade copiers on the NinjaTrader platform. I think if you use a trade copier at all on NinjaTrader, this should be the one that you need today. So moving on, the second thing, so first I wanted to talk about the trade copier. The second thing I'm going to talk about today is reducing stress through your entries. Then lastly, we'll talk about exits. So entries, this is my chart trader, okay? And it's possible, I can't possibly go through all the features today, but what you see here is available today for $95. This is completely reconfigured compared to Ninjas. You can separate your P&L by instrument or all instruments. There's tons of different features, but a few things I'm going to show you related to entries is the attachment feature. And so here I can place my entries like I do, limit orders, using the buy click button. And again, versus the right clicking, I think this buy and sell click is a great way to place your orders. As you're placing this, you can also select a plot. So you can see as I'm hovering my mouse over these plots, you're able to see what's going on. This is the 5-minute 50 EMA. This is the VWAP. Here we've got the 200 EMA on a 1-minute chart. So let's say I want to sell the 200. I'm just going to click right here and immediately my sell limit is now attached. You can see the A to the 200 EMA. Okay, so again, you can see where if you're entering this way, I don't even like to use the word stress, right? But you're reducing complexity because I don't want to think about the word stress, but you're reducing the complexity of your entries right away. Like if you don't have good trade execution, you're going to have problems. So that's one way that you're reducing the complexity of your entries. I mean, imagine having to, probably as you have, like as you're trying to go long on the 20 here, right? You're continually moving your order. Every bar that closes, you're having to move your order up rather than just say, hey, I'm going to set it on the 20 and the order is automatically going to trail until I'm filled. This was the trade that we took in Sim earlier when I was demonstrating the trade copier long off the 20 EMA here. So continuing on, the basic tools, also, buy and sell click, attaching orders to plots. So I'll just move on to some more advanced stuff now. These limit buttons, just like in Ninja, except you can really configure these. So I've got this configured now to buy 8 ticks below the bid. So if I click this, immediately I get an order 8 ticks below the bid. That's a lot for ES, but just an example. Or I'm sell limit at the ask +8. So these buttons are way more configurable than the ones that come with Ninja. So that's the basic chart trader tools with some entry examples. Now continuing through these tabs, your entry with position sizing. So like we heard from the first presenter today, and kudos if you guys made it through all these presentations, that's really impressive. That I think it's Anka discussed position sizing from Trade Out Loud. And so I wanted to show this because I think it's like one of the best position sizing tools, if not, I haven't seen anything better on the platform. So if I'm using position sizing, let's say I want to risk $1,000 on the NASDAQ. And I'm going to sell up here. Okay, as I move this around, so size is off, I have to turn size on and then restart this process. So as I click this order, and then right here I'm planning my trade, right? So let's sell down here because that's a more practical sell as we're busting down. We want to sell back into resistance. I can adjust my profit target before the trade is even began. So this is more exits, but I'm just getting into it because we're doing position sizing right now. With entries right here, you can see as I move this down, I have a smaller stop loss. While the stop loss gets smaller, the amount of contracts can go up because it's staying in sync at $1,000 risk. So moving this around, there's 6, 5 contracts, 4 contracts. Now watch as I click, say I want to put it above this bar right here. The amount of contracts on this sell limit order is immediately adjusted to 5. Let's say I change my mind and I want to put my risk up here at the top. Now it changed to 2 contracts because my plan has changed to 2. And you're exactly right, John. Thank you. It's a dynamic ATM. So if I open my ATM right now, stop loss is 84 ticks, profits 40. So that's exactly, profit should be more than 40. But anyways, that's exactly what you're saying is that this, as you adjust these, it's actually moving the ATM strategy around. So when you're filled on this, you're going to have this exact plan. And actually the reason why it wouldn't change this window here is because it's actually changing the ATM that's attached to this physical order. So watch here as I'm filled. I'm just going to move it down because we need to keep moving. So there's my 2-lot trade with the exact profit target and stop loss that I pre-configured before the trade. All right, so this here now is the essential chart trader tools. Position sizing, not something I personally do yet, so I won't spend a lot of time on this, but the essential chart trader tools does include position sizing, also includes like the ability to close targets. So I'll just show you this real quick. Let's say that I have a 3-target, 4-target trade and I sell. Now I can actually close target 1 with the click of a button. So if you see this right here, if I hit close T1, target 1 gets closed. Target 2 closed. Target 3 closed. So again, this is more exits than entry, but you can see how having this in your tool set potentially, depending on how you trade, could be a huge benefit. Thank you so much, John. Yeah, John's talking about using micros and then using this position sizing to trade micros. John, I hope you'll reach out if you have any questions, more questions, just email me. So I'm going to look at some more entries because this is the most powerful stuff right here. This is what I've developed recently and I absolutely love it. So I'm assuming some of you guys in here trade Renko, right? So I've developed this tool right here that can get you into Renko trades. So let's say I want to sell the next red Renko bar. All I have to do is hit this button and now my order is live right in place where that Renko bar is set to close to trigger me into the trade. This Renko bar this order is also going to trail. So if we do get a bar up here, what's going to happen is you're going to see this order continue to trail to stay in sync with, there you go. So we got that bar to close. Now here's the new place where if we get a red bar, we're going to be filled on this trade with literally no slippage. One of the things I hear about all the time with Renko is moves too fast. I can't get into the trade. I get in when the bar closes and I have slippage. There's literally should be no slippage on this because your sell stop order is waiting to be filled as the next red bar closes. Okay, and I won't go through any more of this, but same goes for the buy, etc. You see the preview before you even click the button. And this is also compatible with the ATM planning. Even though you don't see it now, you should be able to see your target and stop in advance as well. Range bars, what about range bars, guys? Let's say I want to sell the next red range bar, same thing. The only difference here is as the range bar moves higher, my order is going to move higher, right? Because range bars are closing based on a certain amount of range completed in the bar. So if this bar moves higher, my order is going to immediately, there you just saw it move. It's going to immediately move up to be in line with the known close of this range bar. We know that if this range bar closes down, it's going to be right down here, one tick above this order, so that when it closes, you're filled in the trade. So again, this is entry on range bar and Renko bar, sort of entering on the bar close, but again, your orders are resting before the bar closes, which gives you an advantage over someone who's trying to enter on the bar close. Less slippage that way. And also regarding entries, so we've covered like attaching orders or plots, we've covered placing stop orders, stop entry orders on Renko and range bars. Let's move on to close bar. So this is a classic one as well that I've developed 1 or 2 years ago. The other ones are more recent, but this is just going to enter on the bar close, right? So this I can configure, let's say if it closes red, I want to get short. So that would be this configuration right here. You can see the countdown as well on my chart. So I don't know why that countdown doesn't seem to be working, but it's kind of locked at 48 seconds. But anyways, you're going to see that if this bar closes red, we're going to go short. If it's a down bar, so you can also configure this to any bar, right? So let's say that I want to get short. I don't care what direction it closes, and I make this button white. You can see it says any bar, down bar, up bar, any bar. So we'll label it on any bar, so we can see when this bar closes. We're going to get a limit order, one tick behind the bid. So let's watch this. Bar close, which it should any moment. It's been like a minute. We're going to get a sell order right there at the bar close. So now our sell order is waiting, hasn't been filled again because we had a conservative entry, right? So here you can select market as well. So just get in at market when the bar closes. So you can pick the direction of the trade. You can pick the direction of the bar that is going to trigger the trade. So I want to buy on any bar, or I want to buy if it's a down bar. Okay. And then you can pick the type of the order. So I want a market order, I want a limit order, stop limit. In the settings, you can also determine where do you want the order to be placed, such as based on the close or based on the high or the low. So that is on bar close entry. 15 minutes remaining, Rob. I love this. This is just, yeah, it's so fun what I get to do and get to interact with so many customers that say like how much easier their trading has been because of the ability to use these tools.
Joel,
yeah.
Everybody ran over. Feel free to go 5 or so.
Oh, thanks, Rob. I'm trying to wrap, let's say by 3:50 this way or before. This way you can be close to being on schedule, man.
Wonderful.
So, all right. So signals, you guys, is going to be almost like the next level, let's say advanced compared to close, right? Because now you are able to enter on the bar close, but in conjunction with the signal. So like a lot of the stuff I'm showing you guys today, this works with anything. I think even like Dr. Keith Wade today, talking about Heikin-Ashi, like entering on the close of one of his trade signals, when he gets his green dot, right? Why would you not have that set up to automatically enter the trade when he gets the green bar? Or vice versa, to exit, which I can do as well with this panel, where you exit on a red bar if you're long. And so the idea of what I'm building here is that it integrates with what you're already doing, ideally, and can just, yeah, simplify and reduce stress, or as I've said before already, reduce complexity. So with this, you got the same thing. You're just going to hit signal. You can see how it highlights all the long signals. This is just my stochastics indicator, which is buying as it goes into overbought, or selling as it goes into oversold. We're not here to get into the signals, right? But those are the signals configured. So if I turn this on, we're going to literally be pending with a buy at market. So market order buy the next time we get a signal bar. And this can integrate with something that any custom indicator I could write for you guys, or any other indicator, most indicators from other third-party providers that have like an output of signals or an arrow plotted on the chart. This can integrate with anything. And what it's going to allow you to do is get filled when the bar closes with the signal. And same thing, you can choose your order type. You can enter at the close. You can enter, say you want to enter above the high of the bar, like on this blue bar. You may want to configure any of these signals to enter a stop order at the high. Totally possible, right? Bar closes, buy stop order goes in, you're filled, off to the races. In the case of like this signal back here, you guys can hopefully see my crosshair. You'd never be filled with that plan because you're entering on a stop order above the bar. It never went above that bar. So that's signal entry orders. The last entry type that I'm going to cover today is the bracket. And I also have iceberg and time sliced, which are like to put in high quantity orders. You guys can look at that on the website. But yeah, bracket and bracket close. So bracket is just going to be simple, right? If I hit this button, I get a buy and a sell, right? So a lot of this, the reason to use this is around news events or when you're expecting a big move in either direction, right? So here, the countdown is working now. It just really bothers me when that wasn't. But yeah, you got 30 seconds left in this bar, 28 seconds. All right, so you can click to immediately place this bracket, adjust the offset, adjust the stop, the type of order. But let's jump to this one quickly because this one's based on a timer. So let's say you did have a news event coming out at 3:35, which it's about to be 3:35. Now I can get this bracket in automatically. Watch here, 2 seconds before the bar closes, market moves, right? So John, thank you. I don't see your last name. I wish I could identify you completely, but yeah, FOMC bracket orders, great time to use that. The housing reports in the morning, great time to use this. Again, now what's key about this is you're simplifying your trading. So now I don't have to click this button, right? I don't have to click this button to initiate the orders. Instead, even over here, it's even more simple. I just click the button and I can configure, you can set the number of seconds, right? I have it set to 2. You can do 3 seconds, 4 seconds, but I know that 2 seconds before the news event happens, my orders are gonna be in and I'm ready to go. And I have an ATM strategy configured with my profit target and my stop loss, just like we're used to, right? So there the orders are in 2 seconds before the bar closed, as an example. So that's bracket entry. So that I would say today, it's not a complete overview, but it wraps up what I'm gonna have time to talk about today for entries. So let's again talk about exits. So with exits here, this is the advanced exit orders module of my chart trader. So this chart trader, again, just kind of summarizing this, all of these are options that you can buy for the chart trader. Okay, so closed bar entry is an option, signal entry orders is an option, bracket entry orders is an option. These Renko and range, I call it price-based entry orders because it's literally based on price. Like what's happening with price alone is determining your entry. And then the essential chart trader tools, which is like the position sizing, and you can quickly change your ATM strategies on the click of a button up here. So this chart trader has a ton of different features just kind of based on what you need. I've split it up into different modules. So back to exits, okay? Here you have trailing stops. So again, this can actually be configured. I'm not going to configure these today, but I believe it's already configured from before. But what you can do here is you can put any indicator on the chart. So like right here, it says parabolic SAR. So if I turn this on and I sell market, did you see how the stop loss jumped to the parabolic SAR? And you can select different trailing stop types like high low. Now I'm trailing at the previous bar's high, or I can go back to the parabolic SAR. So you can configure your trailing stop based on any indicator. Select any indicator plot to set the trailing stop. Now, do you think this is easier than manually continually moving your stop as the trade progresses? You know, if you're scaling in like Michael Katz was saying, and you start getting this move up over here, trailing on this PSAR or trailing on this blue dots, which is like a 2-bar trail, I believe, the blue dots. Setting that up to automatically trail is going to let you focus on maybe what the next trade is, or maybe like other things that you could be doing to prepare yourself for the exit. You could maybe exit in advance, whatever, but you're not having to worry about moving this stop loss order as the trade progresses. The other thing I want to show you with advanced exit orders or exiting trades is exit on close. So this is currently, it's over here on the left side, but you can configure an exit on close for the next bar. So what this is going to do is if you turn this on, now the chart's highlighted and it's saying exit on close is ready next bar. So that's allowing you just to exit as soon as this current bar closes automatically. So you're not having to hit the close button. It's just going to do it for you when the bar closes. And let's see, the last thing I want to show you here is actually in conjunction with the ATM strategy planning. So you can see as I hover these market buttons, I do have the ability to plan my exits, right? So this is a big advantage over, like, if I'm trying to go short here, I may want to tighten a stop above this high, but I'm going to want to keep my target down here for a retest of this low. Or for example, if I'm going long here, looking like a bullish flag, I could adjust my stop to right below this low, and my target would be at the VWAP. So you can pre-adjust these. So again, reducing complexity, right? After you're filled, you're not gonna have to adjust these because you've done it before the trade ever happens. Over here, you can also set these up based on the ATR, which is how I trade. If you go look at that, I'll show you a video here in a moment that you can go watch where I've talked about this concept of basing your profit target and your stop loss on the ATR. So if you look down here, the ATR is 6.25 points on NASDAQ. So right now I have this configured. I turn this on, it's going to be 2 times the ATR. That's why you have 12.5 target and a 12.5 stop right there. So again, you're able to vary. Let's take a look here. You're able to vary your targets and your stops based on how much the market is moving. The ATR, you can see in the mornings, obviously, is about 15 points a bar. Then begins to decline around 11 o'clock. Does this every day. Continues to decline, sometimes comes up, but today we've been slow all the way through the end of the day. Stretch this out. Kind of been, yeah, declining. So the ATR, so yeah, you can automatically set up your exits to be dynamic based on the ATR, and you do that right here as well. And again, that's adjusting the actual ATM. If I go in here, I can see a 50 point or 50 tick stop, 50 tick profit, which is 12.5 points. Hit the red X, it resets it. Now I'm back to 80-80, which was my default setting for this particular ATM strategy, or 20 points. So that covers what I'm going to talk about with the exits. So now I'm just going to transition back to my website and take a look at any questions you guys might have. And I hope you guys, I really do believe everyone in here can find something in this that's going to simplify your trading and reduce your stress and reduce complexity. Pulling up the website right now. So this page right here is the professional chart trader tools. This would include everything that I've showed you today, and today I'm doing 40% off on this, so the total will be $23.95. This is the most expensive product, but the reason I pull up this page is because I want to show you here. I've laid out all the module options right here, from the essential chart trader tools to the close bar, signal, all that. You can go through every single option, order flow entry, which I didn't even talk about today. You can go through every single option that I've had in this. Somebody asked what platform, Lawrence. I'm sorry for missing that. This is NinjaTrader. And so I would encourage you to check it out if you haven't heard of it, but also yeah, I have not built these products for anything else. What's cool about NinjaTrader, if you guys don't know, is just the ability to customize things much more than you can with any other platform. So you can, okay, so how do you get to this page? You can see all my products right here. Click on all products underneath this menu. I've also got like a support resistance product that I didn't even talk about today as well in here. So you click on this and then you can click on professional chart trader tools. But the page that I want everyone to go to right now, and this is for you, Rob, I'll put it in the chat and you can send it off in the chat to everybody, is this page right here. So this is my offer page for today, affordableindicators.com/traders corner. Rob's going to be putting it in the chat for you guys. This is where I've laid out everything, hopefully clearly, as far as how you guys get started with my software. This top portion right here is where you can go watch a presentation I did on my trade setups and my futures trading plan. So if you click on that, it's going to take you to YouTube. And moving down here, we talked about duplicate account actions at the beginning of this presentation. Lowest price I've ever had it available at $195 using the coupon code right here. I've sold it at $495. I've sold it at $295. I've even sold a few at $995. And so just trying to figure out what the best pricing is. I think I have something great here compared to other trade copier options. But today I want to make it available for you guys at $195. The basic chart trader tools, 95, essential chart trader tools, where I showed you guys the position sizing options, the ATM strategy planning, pre-planning options, 495. You can choose any module. So we did mention closed bar entry today, signal entry. We talked about range and Renko bars on price-based entry, bracket entry. I showed that as part of the last part there. Advanced exit. Anyways, any of these are $295 each, okay? And some of you are gonna like what you see and you just wanna grab the whole thing, because I know people that invest upwards of $5,000, $6,000, $8,000, $10,000 for education, whereas sometimes I wonder, what is the value of education? I think we all need to educate ourselves. I like to say YouTube University is the best place for that, as I call it. But I think this is a great price for a tool set that comes with a ton of value. And if you're going to call yourself a professional trader, you want professional tools, right? So, and I know I can tend to treat it like gambling, but I want to be a professional, right? I want to treat this as a business. Sorry, someone's calling me. I want to treat this as a business, right? And so I want to have good tools. And so I hope you guys would think the same way. Here you go. This is the offer for today. And I'm actually going to throw in my key levels indicator with this purchase price. So it's 40% off on the professional chart trader tools, which includes this whole list of options. And I'll show you the key levels real quick with the few minutes that we have left. I'm also looking for questions. Any questions, put them in there, you guys, or reach out to me. The key levels confluence indicator is right here. So let's just look at the NASDAQ today. So the NASDAQ today did top out at the 5-minute 200 EMA with the pivot point from yesterday. So I'll just straighten this out. Okay, we did initially break down, formed support, came back up into this resistance right here. When we did come back up, and even this morning, it topped out at the pivot point. So easy to point out after the fact, but I think the key levels indicator here is one of my best tools as far as getting a roadmap for the levels that are going to matter for today. Whole numbers, pivot points, high, low, open, close. You can see here it's combining the high of 3 days ago with the high of 12 days ago at the close of yesterday. And let's take a look at the ES. I haven't looked at the ES yet today, so bear with me. I'm just going to zoom out here. Key levels caught the low down here. We had a whole slew of things from a whole number at 44.10, low, middle, and open. The pivot point was, I can see a low here, low here. The pivot point from yesterday was influential. And if you guys haven't used the VWAP, the VWAP, you need to add that to your charts like now, because it's one of the best things. I see reactions every day off the VWAP in these markets, specifically right off the open here in the NASDAQ. So wrapping it up, I'm going to jump back. So that key levels indicator I am including with the professional chart trader tools for free. That is normally $9.95, sometimes $4.95 in a promotion, but today it would be for free if you go all in with me in the professional chart trader tools. So that wraps it up, guys. I'm looking at my notes. I don't see anything else and don't see any questions. So I just want to thank you for the time here. It's a huge honor to be full-time in entrepreneurship and just building this software for you guys, and it affords me the opportunity to continue trading, to continue like building my own trading plan and believing that one day I'm gonna cross the threshold into more consistent trading, right? Because yeah, I would love to just be trading full time and not even presenting today in some ways. But I also love connecting with my customers. So I think no matter how it goes with trading, like I'm going to be in this for a long time, building software, connecting with people. And yeah, that's what it looks like for me. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the presentation. Thanks, Rob.
Hey, thank you, Joel. And there was a point you made, oh, the VWAP. If anybody doesn't have it, trading off the VWAP is one of the most powerful things you can do. He's not lying. But after listening to your presentation, I see why you've been so successful.
I appreciate it, man. And Lobster, it is Ninja Trader only. So yeah, thanks for that question. Thank you, Rob. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, thank you. I love the family values you bring to the table. And I did have a chance to check out your tools on the site, and I was captivated by your enhanced chart trader and the automated chart trading tools, order flow systems, just everything was really impressive. Your online reviews are phenomenal. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want an edge trading the markets, Joel has a solution for you. You can learn more about Joel Wyse and gain instant access to a special offer by clicking the link in the chat box. Thanks again for being here, Joel. Please come back and see us, and happy 4th to you, sir.
All right, man. Thanks, Rob.